I'm Miranda from Pretty Petal Cake Co, and I'm here to chat with Cherrywood. Who are you? Podcast.
Thanks very much.
There we go.
There we go. Welcome to the Cherrywood Podcast with me, Simon Burridge.
And me, Michael Harper.
Ready to
Take
go
the bag
now?
out.
What?
You take the heat bag out.
He's left the teaspoon in.
Oh, yes. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Right, hello everyone. We're here with Miranda.
And Michael.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That was my maiden name, so
Oh.
you're like me
We're
before
here
marriage.
with Mr. Michael Harper, and he was in episode 2.
Oh, he said one earlier.
Yeah, you're the first guest, but
Oh,
you're in
there you
episode 2. And he's backing me up because he's my backup wife while she's doing the Inca Trail, which she's reached the summit apparently
Wow.
on her way back down.
Which you can donate to if you'd like.
Oh, well done, Mike.
Oh.
Yeah, what is it? What is it?
We'll send out the link later.
Dinelza, sorry. God, I feel like I'm pissed, but I'm not.
Oh dear.
Anyway, so we've got Miranda. Sorry, Miranda.
That's
I'm
all right.
sorry, and I'm a bit touchy, so
He is a
you're
bit touchy,
taking
isn't
the
he?
call for that
Very
at a later date. So, Miranda from Pretty Petal Cake Company. Never met you before.
No.
But we've already had lots of bants.
Oh no,
just setting
sorry
up.
about that. Yeah.
No, I like that. I like a bit of bants.
Like a bit
Right,
of
before
bants.
we start, how long? Because you've...
Well, I mean, you've put me here on purpose so that when it falls, it hits me.
So now...
So that's
I've
really
got
fun,
to take
isn't
a
it?
lot of our guests need to learn the laws of gravity, right? It doesn't fall forward.
Okay, I'm going to go with. What's the closest so far?
I'm telling you,
Oh,
you should
that's-
have watched the podcast.
I mean, I have
It did
some.
say about 5 minutes
You
ago.
should
as
watch
well.
3
all
seconds.
80 podcasts and then done the average.
When does the time start? Have you started timing?
When we come back from the sponsors, so literally after you give me a time.
Okay, so I'm going to go with 7 minutes, 27 seconds.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yep. So we're going to go to our sponsors, and then when we come back, the time will start. All right.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go to sponsors.
Today's sponsors are Dimedici Associates, Chartered Structural and Civil Engineers.
Based in the UK with a worldwide reach.
Visit their website on dimediciassociates.com.
This podcast has been brought to you by Snugdubs Campervan Hire.
Roam the world, park anywhere.
That's snugdubs.co.uk. And we're back. There we go. We're back from our sponsors. Did you like the sponsors?
That was brilliant.
What
Really,
sponsors
really.
do you like?
All of them.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Right, okay.
I can't believe
Ready?
Cherrywood sponsor themselves.
Right, tell us about yourself then, Miranda,
Oh,
and why you wanted to come on this amazing wedding show.
well, I just thought it'd be nice. It's nice to get out, isn't it? So
Terrible
it's nice to
day.
get out. I bought you a present, you know. Do you want to see your present?
Let's have a
Should we
look.
start with a present? There you go.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
for you.
Feel left
Well,
out.
you can share.
No, he's not having it. Look at this. Oh,
Oh,
so I've opened it.
So is this the sort of thing you'd do for tasters for people?
this is exactly what I do.
So
for
this is a
tasters.
taster.
This is a taster, and I've even put my little bride and groom bits
Look at
in
all
there.
this
Look.
stuff. You're actually quite professional, I'm
Oh, do you
shocked.
reckon? That's good.
So we got a barcode. Was that go straight to your website?
Barcode.
What more am I saying?
It's called a QR code. Well
That's the
done.
one.
Yeah, that goes to Instagram.
I wouldn't mind, but I use them all the time. And we've got a business card.
It's always
Very
good,
good.
isn't it?
Yeah, look at all this bants you got there. Bants. I mean, what's am I trying to say?
I'm gonna have a
Got a
look.
menu. It's a cake
Look at
menu.
this.
That's
Oh,
what's
he's
in
got,
there.
she's got Lotus Bischoff. If you bought Lotus.
Yeah, this is what's
Is it
in the
Biscoff?
box. Biscoff.
I
Yeah.
always say Bischoff.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not Bischoff.
No,
What's Bischoff?
a made up
something
word.
that's not a biscuit.
Okay. Do you
Can
know
I
what
have a look
Bischoff
at that?
is? Bischoff.
He's not sharing, is he?
No, he's not.
Bischoff is a
It's like I'm not
wrestling-
here.
It's Eric Bischoff, I'm thinking. And he's something to do with wrestling.
I mean,
what's-
who's going to be? Is he the bride? You can.
he can be. Well,
I mean,
does there have to be a bride this day and age?
No,
Miranda?
I mean this is for
Bit out of
obviously
order, that, isn't
real
it?
couples, so they get a little. They can make notes. You see,
Oh, this
on
is
what
cool.
they like.
Right. So, what have you ever seen one that's had crosses in all of them?
No,
That's good. That's always
and
a
if I
bonus.
did, I would assume they were kisses anyway. So
Look at all
look, and
these, Mike.
they get a little pen.
You're joking. Are you giving away metal
I'd give away
folks?
little folks.
Folks.
What is wrong with me today?
Well, I mean, it's better than how else you could have pronounced that word. So
Well, spooning leads to forking.
they get a little, a little.
You are wasting
Do
a
you
lot
like
of money,
that?
girl.
I
I'm
mean,
telling you.
I like to treat people nicely, you know.
Stainless steel. Sorry, I thought it said sterling silver on it.
Sterling gold, that is.
Gold. Look at that, Mike.
That is.
That you are. I'll tell you what.
We'll test these in a minute.
Do you know what I do?
You're going to put it down your incinerator.
Do you know what I do?
No, I meant with
I
the
basically
food.
turn the TV on and go, yeah, that's what we do. You're giving out forks.
Well, it's an added little touch, you know.
It's
and then
really
this
nice.
is something they get to keep, and then they'll remember that they had the wedding cake tasting, you know.
Go in the little memory box.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
You get
Gold lover napkin.
kind of rose
What
gold.
is that?
really.
Rose gold. That's it. Yeah. I'll probably say it wrong.
So this
I've
is
said everything else wrong today.
exactly how a taster would come.
Yeah. So when they come for,
Did you post this?
I can do. So
Blimey.
either there you go.
When were these made? For freshness
5
quality.
years ago.
Okay.
No.
Nice.
So basically, booked couples come along to their consultation and they receive a little cake box to go away and try and enjoy a little experience together. But if people want to try before they book, which is understandable,
Yeah.
then they can order a taste box, which can be posted,
Sorry, is that too close to me?
That's fine.
and then they can book
I'm
afterwards.
showing people. Look at
There we
that.
go. Oh, it looks quite nice, doesn't it?
So you do more flavours than that? These
I
are the most
do. There's a
popular?
lot of flavours. Well, I put 5 flavours in each time, and
Oh right, so it can be mixed.
I choose the flavours.
Yeah, but then you're having
Do you
to,
look at the people and
But then
think,
you're having
I
to
know what
sort
you
out
want.
your,
I know what you want.
you're going to have to change your little list. Then,
I
aren't
do.
you?
I do change them. Yeah, that's okay.
God, you put a lot of effort.
It gives me
in.
something to do. Keeps me out of trouble.
But you should be baking.
You should take a leaf out of Miranda's
And I
book.
don't mean
putting
that in
effort
a. I don't mean that in a male chauvinist way. You should be in the kitchen.
Yeah, get in the kitchen.
But that is your job.
Yeah. No, what? Oh, being in the kitchen.
Being in the
lovely.
kitchen.
Do you actually cook these then?
No, I baked them.
No, that's what I meant.
Is
I
it
fried
weird?
them up.
But is it
It's
just
fried
you,
them
or
up.
is there other
Look,
people
it is
involved?
I'm not
just
going to
me.
lie. It's a bit weird having a wedding podcast hosted by two geezers.
It is a
isn't
little bit funny, isn't it? I
That's
mean,
someone that has no idea what he's talking about.
One of them's a financial advisor. Yeah, someone don't know what he's talking about, and the other one's a videographer. No, a financial advisor. Yeah, I'll put it
oh,
there. Right. So, brilliant.
so there you go.
So,
Enjoy.
let's before we
I
taste.
thought,
them,
you know, when it gets tricky and you ask me too many hard questions, I'll just feed
just,
you
yeah,
cake
eat this. Yeah.
and make
Right.
it stop.
Okay. Where did it all start from then, Miranda?
Where did it start? It wasn't planned. So basically, when I was younger, I'm one of 5, my mum, bless her, used to make all of our birthday cakes. And they would be quite elaborate. She was not a professional baker or anything, but she always made our cakes. I remember one of mine was an actual grand piano,
Wow.
Right.
because I'm a pianist. So, yeah, a little chocolate finger holding up a lid and all the key. It was amazing. And I just loved every birthday seeing what she was going to come up with for us.
Okay.
It was just really special, you know, nice. So I thought one day when I have kids, I'm making their cakes. They weren't great. I tried, I persevered, but anything I do, I always want to
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
try and try and try. So I just started looking into videos, trying to get better and better. So my daughter is now turning 10 next month.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm moving
You can
back.
come a little bit closer. But you're a
Um,
bit handsy, ain't you?
I am, yeah.
And I'm a bit
I can't help
handsy
it. Yeah,
like that,
in
but
the
you're a
wrong
bit
way.
handsy like that.
So yeah, I just always wanted to
Sorry.
improve and get better and
I'll
better and
keep
better.
him
The
above the
wife's
table.
away and look at him, move over.
Keep them above the table. Sorry. Yeah, go on.
So yeah, just wanted to keep improving my skills and started teaching myself, looking at YouTube, getting lots of tips and stuff like that.
So how long ago was this,
So-
would you say? Or YouTube, so at least
Oh, well, I mean, when
20
I
at the most.
20.
But I think for you it's about 10, 15 years ago.
Well, my daughter's 10 next month, so
Okay, 10 years ago. Then.
first year we were pretty busy. But yeah, I'd say about 9 years. That's when I
Okay.
started trying to, you know. But anyway, so then I had my daughter, I had my son, and at the time I was only working a couple of days a week, and I thought, oh, they're both at school now. Should probably pull my weight a bit more and do a bit more work. So I did think, do I up my hours? Do I try something I love? And everyone kept telling
Right,
me,
so when you say up your hours, what was you doing?
marketing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you've got
well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
hopefully
that
I learned
show-
something
That really
along the
does
way.
show.
You weren't marketing cakes, were you?
God.
I was not marketing
Well.
cakes, no. But
That really does show.
so we
The
tried.
marketing's amazing, actually.
Thank you.
I've never
Thanks so
known
much.
that before. I've never really asked for cake, if I'm honest. I know I look like I've asked for cake every day. Yeah,
No, but you also do a lot of weddings as well, so you would have
Yeah.
seen.
But I don't see what someone gets, the
No.
couple gets sent, you know, and that's really good. I'm sure other people have done it, but I don't know. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah.
So
So
marketing.
well, so yeah, so I started doing cakes. People started asking me to make their children's cakes. So I thought, you know, why not? Let's just give it a go. And if it all fails, I've got my job to fall back to. So I tried it. And actually, the first 3-tiered cake I did was for my mum's 60th. And people started seeing it. Everyone loved it. First time I ever made flowers as well. And I look back on it now and think, pretty bad. But at the time, I loved it and I thought it was amazing. Absolutely loved it. And I enjoyed the whole process of making the flowers. And someone saw that and asked me to make their wedding cake.
Right.
And I said, no, absolutely not. Like, I can't make a wedding cake. But they kept asking me. So, okay, do you know what? I will. I'll make your wedding cake. I've told you it's not going to be professional because I'm not. And I'll do my best. And actually, but I loved the whole process. But then after I'd agreed to do it, she actually then turned around to me and said, oh, by the way, my whole wedding is going to be shown on TV as part of the wedding fixers.
Oh my goodness.
Pressure.
Yeah.
What,
So I thought,
that on your first go?
yeah. So anyway, so there's
Blimey.
me setting up this cake. My mum came with me. We turn up to this wedding. Whole film crew. And I'm sitting thinking, don't film me. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I haven't got a clue what
Why
I'm
is
doing
she
here.
putting the egg in first?
I didn't bake it in front of them. But I absolutely loved the whole process of speaking to the bride, learning all about her wedding. It's just a happy occasion, isn't it? So what's not to love? I mean, you know. So I just loved weddings. And I thought, you know, this is what I want to do. So from that point, I was like, right, learn how to do it properly.
From our point of view, they're all different. So when I'm filming something, it would drive me nuts filming exactly the same thing. But every wedding is different. But from your point of view, you're only really seeing the couple and then delivering the cake.
I don't get to see it. It's quite sad. Actually, last weekend was the first time that I'd made the cake and was a guest.
Oh, right, okay.
More people need to
Did you
invite
know
me to their
them?
weddings. No,
Did you know this
no, I
couple?
did know them. I do know them, yeah. So, but it was the first time that I was
this year
there.
we've been invited onto the table a lot, 80%
That's really
of the
nice.
time. 80% of the time.
You
People we
did-
don't
So-
know.
You didn't get one at my wedding.
No. Did we go on your... We didn't.
No, you were shipped out back.
He was, yeah. And it was his anniversary of like a week ago or something, a
Month
month
ago,
ago.
yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
And he didn't even, he knows me and he sent me out the back. These strangers that don't know me. Like,
I also paid you a lot of money. I was like, he's going to
Maybe
work for
that's
it.
why.
That's fair enough.
I mean, it might be why.
Maybe.
Did you have Miranda cake on yours?
I didn't know Miranda at the time, but
Oh, that's a way of getting out of it, Miranda, isn't it?
this
Bang out of
this
order.
also looks better from a presentation perspective. I haven't
then-
tasted it yet.
If that's
You
the
can,
case, don't
I
say
mean-
who did your cake because we don't want to get them in trouble.
I'll be honest with you, I can't remember.
That's good because you're a bloke.
I mean, yeah, they probably don't know as much.
Right.
But
What
yeah.
cake do you find the hardest when someone says, I would like this one? You go, oh, God. Or is it more the decoration?
It's the decor. I mean, yeah.
Making the cakes easy a bit, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the messier bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, decorating is...
Do you eat it as you go?
Well, there's nothing obvious. Obviously, no.
I don't get a chance to sit down, that's why.
She's too busy buying forks.
Printing
She's
stuff.
too busy gold plating forks.
I only say that because I probably would have a bit as I go.
I mean, offcuts, you know, there's always offcuts. I started doing little offcut pots just so that I could, you know, not make it go to waste. Certain things like the chocolate cake with custard in the winter, absolutely lush. So I do save
But
that.
you've got to taste it anyway, yeah?
I mean, I do.
You've got to go, yeah,
But I don't
that
eat
tastes
all of
right.
it, you
No,
know,
of course. Yeah. 'cause then
But
have
you
to
can
make
tell
another
by
one.
looking, you know by looking at something if it's baked properly.
Are the kids sick of it? Oh, we got cake for dessert
they love
again.
it.
Could you have an
love it.
ingredient that you don't know has gone wrong or gone off or isn't right?
If you don't check your ingredients first, then...
No, like... Oh, I don't know. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Can flour go off? Can flour
Well,
taste
yeah,
weird?
anything can go off.
Yeah, but can
anything.
it taste weird? Even if it's not off, can it be something wrong with the flour?
Well,
And
yeah,
you
I mean,
wouldn't know unless
baking is
you-
a science, isn't it? You've got to kind of get everything done properly in the
Okay.
right order. It's science.
She's answering me like, what is this idiot asking?
No, I don't. I like the questions. Eat some cake. Eat some cake.
From a baking
Oh, I'm
perspective,
touching it. For anyone on the
baking
podcast, I'm only touching the shoulder when we laugh. Nothing dodgy. If you're only listening, that is.
from a baking perspective, and I've got very limited baking experience, but if you do it once, it doesn't come out exactly the same the next time, in my experience. But does it in your circumstance? If you have the same ingredients,
Exactly
same
the
temperature,
same.
is it exactly the same every time?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I've
as
got
long
it
as
down.
you've
I mean,
got
I've
the right
I've
quantities.
baked a lot of
Yeah,
cakes.
yeah,
to be
yeah.
Right
fair.
quantities, right temperature, right time.
Temperature is a massive thing. Temperature. But, you know, and also ingredients being at the right temperature before you use them. Room temperature ingredients as well. There's lots of different factors. But, I mean, that's just trial and error as you go. You find your way. The way I do something might be different to someone else, but I know what I do works for me with those ingredients that I use.
I was going to say, we haven't got any representation of your actual decoration. So let's have a look at that. We have. Okay. Oh, I like what I'm seeing here. So have you got... Are you unlimited with your style, or have you got a style?
I mean,
or will you get, if someone says I want a Disney one, will you do a Disney?
Well, I mean, there are people that do that kind of stuff and that do it well. I would say my style is timeless elegance. That's what I go for. It's everything you see there. I make all the flowers. It's all sugar flowers. It's clean lines. It's contemporary. It's stuff that I hope is going to look okay in 10 years' time.
So for people that can't, well, you can't see because I'm not even holding it up. You won't see much. But
Do you want me to take it closer?
if you have a look on the www.prettypetalcake.co.uk, you'll see that there's tiered cakes, and like the middle one is see-through, clear.
Yeah, look at that. It's got a stencil on it.
Right. So do they keep that?
No.
So
these
they're
are
hiring
hired.
that.
These are hired things. So there's,
Okay.
I mean, cake props. There's lots of different types. So that's that one there as well. Actually, they're acrylic tiers that can be filled. So I've done some before where you filled them with flowers or filled them with lights, or
Right.
but they hire that from me.
So if a couple is on a budget and they can't afford 3-tier cake, would it be cheaper to have that see-through one instead of the cake?
Well, yeah, because you're getting less cake.
Yes. Is that? I know it looks cool, but is that why it's sometimes done?
It's more to do with portions. So they might have had less guests.
Ah,
they don't
of
want to
course,
waste the
right,
cake,
okay.
but they want the height of a cake.
Okay.
They want the cake to have
Yeah, to have a
presents. And they want
grand-
it, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's things like that, but also. See, that nearly got me. How long was that?
Do you know what?
Quick,
I reckon
did you
we
time
went
it?
beyond 7 minutes.
Yeah, we definitely went beyond
No,
7.
I reckon that was 7 minutes 27
What, do you
seconds.
want me to speed it up?
That was
I'll speed up the
exactly
whole
7
podcast.
minutes 27
So when I'm
seconds.
editing it, I'll speed it up. So
Yeah,
that's exactly
exactly.
7 minutes, 20 whatever
Bang,
seconds.
27. Get it right,
27
Sorry.
I like
I'll
it
behave.
already.
I'll behave.
We'll have you here every week, I think. Okay, what was we saying?
So yeah, you can. So that obviously looks like it isn't cake, but there's
Yeah.
also styrofoam dummies that you can have,
I've
which
seen
are
that.
iced.
Obviously, wedding fairs have all got them.
Exactly, that is what I use at wedding fairs. So you wouldn't know that it wasn't cake.
And do you do the Declan fair?
I haven't done. Do you know what? This is my thing. Next year, I am going to do a big fair. I've never done a
You
big
should
fair.
do the Declan one. I'm there. That's how I don't know
Oh, is
you.
that why?
And that might be the reason why you
I
don't
might not go. When is it?
Right.
Is that the one in is that
October.
November? Oh,
This is out after, actually. This will be out in November.
oh, okay.
No, this will be out end of October. So
Don't they have a couple a year, though?
The Declan fair has just happened. They have 3 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I do definitely want to go and do a bigger
Sorry,
one. I've never
other
experienced
fairs
it.
are available, like
They are?
Blue Water and things like that, but I only ever do the Declan one. So
Why only that one? Have
I-
you done lots of others before?
I don't
in that?
Just do
Why
weddings,
only
so-
that one, Simon?
if I was 100% weddings, would you? Well, because that's the only one I know, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I do want to do a big
I don't
one.
do 100% weddings. I do company promotional stuff. So I find that the Declan fair 3 times a year, maybe 2 times a year, is enough
Yeah.
weddings for what I need. Okay, is that all right?
That's fine. Well done. Well answered. Would you
Thank
like
you.
some cake?
Yes. What I think we should do, Mike, is we'll have a bit of paper each,
Oh,
and we'll score them.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want us to score?
go on.
We can do that.
And then
Yeah.
we can decide without you even knowing, and without each other knowing, we'll find out which one we think's the best.
Okay.
Do you have a plate?
Oh my god!
Sorry, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, we can use the...
We use the
Yeah.
tray.
You've got a lid as
I haven't
well.
got a pen either, so apart from that,
There's a pen and pencil in the box. So
you can have the pencil. I'll have that gold
I just
pen,
want
thank
it. I
you.
want it to
Oh,
use
I'll-
this
I'm
gold-
keeping the
golden
gold pen.
fork.
These forks are staying in the studio. I'm telling you,
There
they're
you
good. Actually, I might do a little display for you like that, and then you know they're your forks. And if a spooning leads to forking, written behind it.
right, what flavour would you like?
Whoa.
One of each.
I mean, there you go.
Right, we're going to eat them all, not fully.
Are you
No,
actually?
no, we'll have a section each. I mean,
Yeah, we have half each.
well, I'm just
I'm only
gonna-
taking a couple
there's
of bites
two.
out of them.
Do you want me
Damn well
to
so
have- Are you
far,
actually
innit?
going to eat them all? Are we going for it?
So I think we should go one by one, Mike.
Okay.
And then we score them, and we've got to be. we're
What's
gonna
your
score 'em
criteria?
Out of 10.
Okay.
Well, it's got to be taste, innit? Or
Taste
texture.
and texture.
Criteria.
just
Come on,
keep
this is like MasterChef
Do you want
right
me to
here.
open it
Yes,
for
please.
you?
I'm struggling.
Please.
I
you
wonder
can
if
tell.
she'd get the handshake, the Simon Burridge handshake. I bet you love Bake Off, don't you? Do you watch Bake Off?
I do sometimes, yeah.
Well, thanks for elaborating on that.
I'm concentrated on trying to open this. Right, there we go.
Now you know what your customers have to go through
I
getting that
know.
open.
Well, you've got to make them work
That's
for
the
it.
last one, isn't it?
That's
Is that the
cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream.
There you go. So it's
Right.
Oreos
Obviously,
in there.
you've got to take a bit of the lime, Mike.
Is that all
No.
he's going for?
Well,
Just take that whole bit, yeah.
I wanted to use the fork.
Yeah, I was going to. Yeah, but now I'm just having a bite.
Oh, it's. Oh, this is awkward. This is why I ask my couples to take it away with them so that I don't have to sit in this awkward moment.
I've
You
got a
know?
feeling it's not going to be a bad thing.
No. Right, it's a word that women don't like.
Oh,
But it's lovely and moist.
It's lovely and
I'm
moist.
just going to sit here and drink my tea.
When did you make this?
So I actually make a whole batch and then I freeze them.
Okay.
Wow.
That's what I
So
do.
has that been frozen?
It has been frozen. And do you know what? Never put cake in the fridge. Well, my cake's in the fridge. So obviously if you've got fresh cream, real cream, you would need to refrigerate them. But all of mine I find to be left at room temperature.
Okay.
The fridge dries them out, but the freezer, something else happens and it actually really retains the moisture.
I would never have guessed that's been frozen.
No. I'm going to score them out of 10, Mike.
So scoring out of 10, yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to be brutal, all right?
I can
because
take it.
if I'm not brutal, they'll all be showing 10, and then I won't be able to show you which our favourite is.
That's absolutely
You see what I
fine.
mean?
I've got a fork to stab you with if you're nasty.
I've got a feeling I know which one of my favourites is going to be already.
Right, I've got another question for you.
Yeah,
So
go
you
on then.
freeze them.
Yeah.
I've told this. We have one other cake person here. You know, people keep the top tier of their cake, don't
Yeah.
they, for christenings?
Some do, yeah.
My wife kept the top tier of our cake, right? I don't think it was for a christening, just to keep it at the top tier.
Yeah.
And it's a sponge cake. We've had it for 12 years in the freezer.
I mean, I
should have bought that for us to try. See if it beats yours.
really, really retain the moisture. I mean, I don't
That'd
know
be
about
rank,
that.
wouldn't it?
So really, I mean, guidelines say,
It's meant to be fruit.
well, yeah, fruit
Yeah,
cake,
obviously.
but guidelines say with sponge like this, 3 months is how long you can
Okay.
keep it for. But I've had couples that save it for their first anniversary, and then they're sitting there and they send me pictures. It's really lovely, eating
And they're
cake,
eating sponge cake after a year.
and it's
They are
absolutely fine.
childproof then.
Do you want me to open it for you? Yeah.
Thanks, Mum.
So what's Rachel keeping that for?
Just, that's our wedding cake. Mental, innit?
How big's your freezer?
I don't know, but I've lost a square bleeding...
Wasn't a big
Whole
cake.
tray.
There weren't
I've
weren't
lost
many people there.
I've lost probably the equivalent of a litre
Wow.
of space.
There you go. Do you want me to? You can.
It was about that big. About that big, about that thick. The top tier.
Yeah, it's probably a 6-inch or something.
What are we doing? There you go.
Oh, you
I'm
start-
only having a bite and then putting it
We
back.
didn't eat much, did we? Oh,
No,
did you
no,
have a
that's-
square
yeah.
each? There you go.
That's vanilla, isn't it?
That is.
Oh. Oh my God. That's not. Oh no, it's not.
Oh dear.
The thing is, don't take any notice of these figures.
I think in my head I've already know which one my favourites.
Which
gonna
one
be.
do you?
No, yeah, you'll find
Go
out.
chocolate.
No, not
Oh,
chocolate.
really? Lemon.
I think I love Biscoff. I'm old enough to remember when Biscoff. Am I saying it right?
You are now.
I am.
yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying before? Bischoff.
Bischoff.
I'm old enough to remember when Biscoff biscuits are only in hairdressers. And then they all of a sudden they went into pound shops and now
Yeah, they are,
they're
aren't they?
mental. It's everywhere, isn't it?
They are.
I think you can
Every
get
cup of
Biscoff
coffee you
contact
get.
lenses. They're so popular now. Honestly, you can have it on anything. Biscoff stuff.
Here we go. Right, I'm getting there.
I shouldn't be saying Biscoff really, should I? What should I be saying?
Why?
Caramel biscuit. Because I'm giving them a brand, isn't I?
But that is
Others
what it
are
is, you
available.
know.
But yeah,
Others
there
are
others.
available.
We've just
They
eaten
might
some,
not-
actually.
they
I don't
might
know
not
of
be as
any.
good.
I don't know of
We
any,
just
but
eaten
they are available.
some from a cheaper supermarket that were equivalent. Those ones you ate?
I
Biscoff?
use the finest
Oh, yeah.
ingredients. Thank you very much. Right,
So you
would
go,
like-
you use Biscoff, do you?
I do, of course. Yeah. In this particular cake,
Right, okay. Not in all of them.
not in all of them, because that would just be a bit silly.
Have you got cream in that?
Did you
Mike?
get some buttercream there? Straight in. Look at that.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh.
I love the fact that neither of you are using the nice gold fork. Oh, there we go. He's got his fork out now.
I'm going back for some.
Oh, it's going back in.
Need more
It's got a
cream.
bit of cookies of cream on that one. Shall I start on the next one then?
That's
You
good.
literally racing through them. You're going to be sick in
Yep.
a minute.
I'm going to be asleep soon.
He's going to be in a sugar coma over there.
Whatever I score this, they're all very good.
Thank
They're all
you.
very good. But I want to try and give you my favourite.
Okay, I'd like to know your favourite. Oh, I can't do this one.
Imagine what your poor customers have to go through. Maybe you should put them in.
Have you
special
tried this
box.
before?
Tried your own cake?
Opening them.
I have, you know, for wedding fairs, I actually take along smaller samples.
Right, so while we're doing this, if you don't mind me asking,
Yeah, go on then.
you look like you've got a bit of Asian background. in you.
Asian? Oh, no, my family, both sides, are originally from Cyprus.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
Greek Cypriot, yeah.
I always do that.
It's okay, I've been called worse.
No, but George the plumber.
Yeah.
I thought he was Asian. He went, what's he, Greek, isn't he?
He's from Cyprus.
He's from Cyprus.
Yeah, I was going to say, sounds like a Greek. Yep, so all my
I went to
grandparents
Greece
from Cyprus.
for the first time. Well, not that you're bothered because you're from Cyprus.
Cyprus.
Yeah, fair enough. I went there for the first time this year. I loved it. Loved it. It was really
Where
nice.
did you go? Actual mainland?
Mainland,
Yeah.
Athens and
Nice.
places like that. Yeah.
Very
really
nice, very nice. Yeah, so,
Thought I'd share that with you.
but I mean,
Anyway.
I was born in Birmingham.
Oh, so you're from Birmingham, right? Okay.
Well, no, I was.
You can tell by the accent, can't you?
What's
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I've got.
this way.
Family. So my mum's family were in Margate. So my mum and dad were both born in London. All the family was in
I'm just
London.
getting over that
He's having some lemon.
I'm getting over the cake.
Oh.
my
Oh,
God.
that is insane. You can tell which one my favourite is.
Lemon.
Is
that the one you
always going to be?
suspected, did you
Look, we'll do the chocolate, but lemon
No.
for me all day long. And I've got the only napkin.
No, there was two
that's
in
one at the
there.
bottom. I'm just wiping it down
Oh,
with
yeah.
jeans. It's not like I got work
White
later.
on Miranda.
I mean, I prefer it if you didn't. Oh, dear.
These little forks are really nice.
The ones that you're
I'm
not
getting
using.
over the
Yeah.
forks.
The ones that
We've
he's
used
not
them so
using.
much.
Right. Okay.
They are for small people, though, aren't they?
They're just like a little touch. I can't
No, I
put a
like
great
them.
name.
I do like
I've
them.
rated the lemon one already, so I don't know what one I should have put that
Oh,
in.
there we go. Well, what one haven't you rated? The lemon, the strawberry, vanilla.
Yeah, so chocolate fudge next.
This
but,
is chocolate. Here we
So
go.
I'm assuming if you take one out the fridge, take one fresh, you can tell the difference.
I don't
Not
think-
fridge,
do you- from the
freezer.
Do you know
freezer.
what? If that's been, how long do you reckon that's been in the freezer for, that one?
So when did I bake these? I would have baked them about a month or so ago.
Well, that's amazing.
But the thing
'Cause
is, they're
that-
done
that-
straight away, so you freeze anything when it's fresh.
So do you freeze? Like, I'm assuming a wedding cake doesn't get frozen
No, I don't. All my wedding cakes are baked fresh that week.
because that must taste different. Because I mean, these taste amazing, and they've been in the freezer for a month.
I mean, I've touched wood.
So next time you're on,
always
if
had
you
good
can just
comments.
do one the day before.
I mean, I'll
we-
bring
we
you a
can
whole
then-
sample, shall I?
we can then recharge.
benchmark
Yeah, where's your
and see.
commitment to this
I'm
podcast?
so sorry. I thought 5 flavours would be
That's
nice.
really nice. Right, they're all.
Oh, here we go.
Like, I put a
Is this the
7 on.
moment of truth?
The cookies and cream, I put a 7 on. I'm not a lover of cookies and cream anyway,
I put 8.
but I only put 7 because I thought I'd have to go higher.
Well, you needed room for the others. I get that.
They're
yeah.
all 8s, 9s, and 10s. Honestly.
Which
Yeah.
one was your absolute favourite then? Let's
It's
go.
Lemon.
got to be the lemon.
But what I would say is they're all extremely good.
Yeah.
All of them.
All
Good. I'm
moist.
pleased you like them. Can we stop saying that?
Oh,
word?
very, very moist.
What is it about that?
I don't know.
The cake should be moist.
Oh,
But I mean, yeah, that is what we want our
to say.
cakes.
They're all wet.
Oh dear. I was going to send this to my mum, but
Well, it's you that's taking it the wrong way. Not me.
so yeah, there we go. What were we talking about before?
Very,
that?
very nice. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's more of a preference though because I love the lemon flavour.
I knew it was going to be my favourite.
Yeah,
But I could have any one of them.
but they're all very nice. And considering that sample, only the samples are getting frozen. Blimey, before you all start.
But I think if you were to give that to someone, they wouldn't be able to tell
No,
you.
I
it's
wouldn't.
frozen.
the
I
thing
wouldn't
is,
have known you
so-
froze that.
But
No.
all my wedding cakes
was a
are
bit
baked
cold, but-
fresh because if they do have some left over, they can then freeze them.
Oh,
you can't go and double freeze.
Can't double freeze. Have you tried double freezing?
I mean, I'm not.
These-
That's
these
not
ones
another
are.
dirty. That's not me being rude. Oh, have you ever tried double freezing, Miranda?
I don't double freeze my cakes. though.
Yeah, but I wonder.
yeah.
I don't think it'll go wrong. If you froze it again, I still think it'd be all right when you
I do as
defrost
well.
I
it.
mean, you know, you've
It
got to
tastes so
stick to your
fresh.
guidelines, haven't you?
We'll take these home. We'll freeze them for a month, and then we'll try them.
I mean, I'm not going to take any responsibility for what you do. with the
Actually,
cake.
I have a question for you.
Yes,
Do
go
you
on
have to do hygiene?
I do, of
things?
course I do, yeah.
So you have to do the same thing. Someone comes in and inspects your
Yeah,
kitchen.
got a
they come
5-star
and
rating on your
inspect.
window,
I
your
have-
kitchen
well,
window.
I've got it on my shelf actually.
Do you have your own? Do you do it from home?
So I do. I'm a home baker. So I use my home kitchen for all my baking, but then I've got a cake studio in
right.
my home as well. So that's where I do all my consultations. That's where I do all the clean stuff, like all the icing, all my flour making, all the finishing and storing of my cakes for when they're ready for delivery.
Perfect. So imagine Mike and I are a couple, and we've given you a call, and we said we're thinking about having a wedding cake. We want one of I don't know. We want one of a gorilla holding a baby or something like that.
I'd say, oh, I'm washing my hair that day. unfortunately,
Gorilla cakes aren't our favourite.
Don't do gorilla. I only do loaves. Right, okay, so would you invite us to the studio or would you send us that first?
No, so there are options. So the first option is if people want to secure their date, it's a deposit.
Right.
£100 non-refundable deposit. That secures their date. If they want to try before they secure their date, they can purchase a taste box.
Oh, right, you buy the taste box.
Well, the thing is, so my taste boxes are complimentary.
Now it's all
I'll give you the
coming
nitty-gritty. So the taste boxes are complimentary for all booked couples.
Right.
If they want to try before they buy the taste box. If they then book, they pay the difference.
Okay.
So that it's still a complimentary
You don't want to say
box.
the price of the taste box in case it changes.
It's £30
Right, okay.
at the moment. But if it's posted, it's plus postage.
You
You get a lot for that.
You do.
I mean, five different cakes.
I've got to be honest, I thought you was knocking them out for nothing, and that's when I was like, blimey, what are you doing?
Well, they're complimentary for my booked couples,
yeah,
but obviously
that's already into the into the deposit,
yeah, of course
isn't
it is, yeah.
Brilliant.
So that's how I do it. So some people may have...
What's the studio for then?
What, my home studio? That's where I do all my finishing. That's where I do all my icing.
Okay, so
I
no
do
one
work
actually
in
comes
there.
to the studio.
They do. So that's where they come for their consultation. So consultations are for booked couples only.
Yep.
So normally, I have people that have booked now for 2025, 2026, got a couple in for 27.
Okay.
So,
Don't freeze them
but
ones.
they don't, at that point, when people book, they don't have to know what their design is going to be. They don't have to know anything about their cake. They just have to know that they want me.
Yes.
And they secure their date.
Yeah.
I'm one person.
Yeah.
Dates go.
So
So
do
that's
you
that.
do
And
it
then-
all through word of mouth then? Because obviously you don't do the fairs.
Well, I do
at the
some
minute.
fairs, but I do
Right.
smaller fairs. I have never done one of the big
And you're in the wedding
fairs.
circle, aren't you?
And I'm in the wedding
Which
circle.
we had Karina, isn't it?
I am, yeah. Yeah.
You're Karina, aren't you?
I'm not Karina. You've had Karina here.
We best
And I
bake
know- No, I know Karina, and
Yeah,
I do
she's
go to
lovely.
her. She is lovely.
So yeah,
She's
we're going
brilliant.
to be going along to the wedding circle at some point.
Yeah, you should. It's very good. Very good.
Excellent.
So so once they come
So-
for their consultation, which is about 4 to 6 months before their wedding date, because by then they've decided on all the different things that they're going to have for their wedding, their dress, their flowers, their decor, their everything, because all of that stuff will feed into their design, because they're not coming to me and saying, I want that cake. And if
Right.
they are, I'm going to still unpick that and
Yes,
find
yeah.
out if that cake is suitable for their styling and everything else.
Yeah.
Because it's a chance to really pull things together.
So is there a certain design they always go for, or have you got a most popular design that people go, oh, I love that, I need that?
I mean, one year I had an all white wedding cake display cake, and I had that year it was about 3 or 4 people that said I really want that cake, but each time I changed it up. One, because we can get elements of their wedding and implement it into the cake to
Yeah.
make it unique to them.
No, you're
sorry.
right, lovely. I'll just point it your way.
But also it gets boring to make the same thing. I want to mix it up a bit and make it unique to them.
So
they're not getting an off the
actually
shelf.
make them unique
Yeah,
to everyone.
100%.
Okay.
You know.
Are you attached to any wedding venues as such?
I mean, there are
Like recommended suppliers?
So, do you know what?
It's a good question.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I don't know. How do we
He's
ever
done
know?
all right. He's done no
I'd like to
research
be.
on this.
Any venues out there? I don't know. So there are some venues that I'm at quite a lot. And I guess once you're sharing content from being at a certain venue, you get seen there and people then know about you more. I mean, I do at first, my first year, I remember saying yes to things that were so far away. But now I'm at the point, fortunately, where my kind of more local venues know me and I'm getting more local work, which is much more convenient and suitable. I'd much rather the local ones.
For me, because all you're doing is, once again, I say all you're doing, that sounds disrespectful, but you're dropping a cake off, aren't you? You're dropping a cake
You are
off.
being disrespectful.
That
Have you
is
taken-
all. That is
have you
all.
tasted
I'm
that
doing.
cake?
No. When it comes to the venue, I'm not knocking
Okay,
the
so
process, but you're dropping a cake off.
Yeah.
So you want it to be local. For
Yeah,
me, because I'm
exactly.
there all day and
It's
I'm
more
using the
worthwhile,
venue
yeah.
to create a picture, to create a work of art.
You
I
want
like to
different
mix it up.
canvases,
I
don't
like
you?
to
You
mix
want,
it up.
you don't, you want a different
Yeah.
canvas.
That's where
for
I'm
your
coming
work.
from. That's
yeah,
why
no,
I
I
wouldn't
get
be
that.
disrespectful. I'm just
I
saying.
know, I get that. We're just on a wind up, aren't we?
We are.
Well, then that's not fair because
There's two of
this
us,
is my
isn't there?
podcast. And you two are guests.
I'm not a guest.
So let's talk about delivery. Does it scare the hell out of you?
I think it did.
You've got one of those little rubber mats, haven't you?
Oh, of course I have,
Non-slip.
yeah. Yeah, well, you have to do that.
Is it the one where you put a box over the cake and stab it?
I can't cope with it.
Stab it?
Why would people do that?
Well,
I shouldn't say that,
You
should I?
don't use the middle bit, do you? The middle bit don't matter, putting a rod straight through it, does it?
Well, I just can't.
Well, it won't work with your glass
can't
bit.
No, I mean, I personally, I can't. I don't think I could ever bring myself. And also the weight of it. Like, I would struggle. Sometimes I stack the bottom 2 tiers because they're heavy enough to not move around, you know. And that's heavy enough to carry into a venue and down a corridor and into where you've got to go. But if you've got a whole cake like that, I don't have the muscles for that.
So, what about mishaps? You had anything go wrong? Do you
mishaps?
have backup cake?
I don't have backup cake.
Birthday cake? I do.
Here's this Disney one I made.
Yeah.
You can't use Colin the Caterpillar.
Oh, I'm
these
sorry. I
days.
didn't say Colin. I just said a caterpillar.
I'm just saying you can't use Colin.
Kelvin.
Sorry. I mean, there's others available in Audi as well. Oh, I can't say Audi.
And
I'm
and
just digging a
Sainsbury's.
bigger hole.
And Morrison's.
Yeah, but all of them are available.
I'm
Carry
not
on.
well versed at doing this.
No, neither are we, but carry on.
So I liaise with the venue the week of the wedding. So I contact them, introduce myself if they don't know who I am, and just make sure they're aware that I'm coming and let them know what time and work with them on what time is best. When I deliver, I arrive, I set everything up, put it all together. Someone from the venue then signs for the cake. It is their responsibility from that point.
All right, okay.
So obviously if they're then
I
sweeping
suppose
around
it's frozen anyway, so it don't matter, does it?
Here we
I'm
go.
joking, everyone. It's not frozen.
It's rock solid. You've got to wait 12 hours before you eat
She
it.
basically drags it along in the car and it's rolling at the back. Like a big wheel at the back. Sorry, it's not frozen. It's only the samples that are frozen.
Just let it go, right?
I can't believe
That
how
was a good one. That was a good one.
That's very
Too
good.
quick for him,
I
wasn't
still can't believe. Just let it go.
Let it go, frozen. Come on.
His kids must be old.
Oh yeah, no, I've been through that. I've been through the frozen thing. Sorry. Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, thank you. Time's gone now.
What was I going to say? I still can't get over how good it is.
It's unbelievable, really.
So sorry, yeah.
So then the venue will sign for it. I go through everything. I explain what each tier is. They've got all the paperwork telling them about the flavours, the allergens, all the ingredients, everything's listed. All the different things that they might want to keep. So if they've got flowers, if they've got cake charms, like initials and things like that on it. Give them boxes for things they're going to keep, boxes for leftover cake. Everything is given to them. How many dowels are in there to support the cake? I'll leave it all with them and then off I go.
Dowels. In my term, dowel is like a wooden thing to stop.
Yeah.
So we just have...
You know the wooden bits you put in the cupboard and then you put screws into it. Sort of.
When you got... I was going to say another brand, but I'm not going to say it. Anyway, so with cake, obviously you need support for the tier above. Yeah. So you have dowels that go and are cut to size. You have a certain number in each so that it supports the weight above. So and obviously they're not edible. So tell them how many they should expect to remove from the cake before they cut the cake.
Right, yeah.
So and everything is left with them. I take lots of photos, lots of videos. And what I started doing...
Right, can I ask?
Yeah, go on then.
They're not stacking the cake. You're preparing
I
the
do
cake.
it all. No, I take
You've
it
just
all
given them the fat pack.
They get a sheet all in plastic wallets.
Okay.
This is all the ingredients. This is everything you need to know about the cake.
What's your biggest tiers?
The biggest, I think, was 7 tiers.
Right. And what's that
6, 7 tiers.
diameter start out? Big?
12 inch.
12 inch.
I mean, depends. Blokes will
Well, I
probably
know. So it's that.
Starts off small.
It's nice. It starts off quite small, doesn't it?
Wow. Just get 'em, yeah.
Right. So 12 and then it goes up to what? Like 1 inch at the top?
No, 4 I would use as the smallest.
One of these little
the
bits at
smallest
the
would be.
So what are you dropping, about 1 inch each time or a bit
So
more?
normally 2 inch each
Okay.
time. So you go even numbers or odd numbers. But then on that one, I did have some where it's just a 1 inch gap as well.
Right, okay.
To sort of give you the...
How tall is that?
I mean, I didn't measure it.
No, but just roughly.
I mean, each tier... I'm not very good at maths. Each tier is about 6 to 7 inches high.
Okay.
That's pretty big.
So sorry, have you had any collapse on you?
I haven't had any collapse. I mean, there's no wood in here, is there? What's wood?
Cherrywood. Just touch that word.
Just touch the word. There we go. No, thankfully not. I haven't.
Good.
I do take... So when I do all the flowers, so obviously they're made in advance. They become very, very fragile. They're icing. And the noise of sugar cracking is like horrible. So I do take some spare flowers in case anything was to ever happen.
So do you make them yourself?
I do make them myself,
Okay.
yeah.
Very good.
Very nice.
Very impressed. Well done.
Thank you.
What was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say. Temperature, hot days.
Hot days. So all my cakes, I don't work with buttercream. Right. I mean, hats off to anyone who's got the nerves to.
Right. Okay.
My nerves would be broken. So all my cakes are filled with buttercream, different fillings, as you've tasted. But all the cakes are covered in Belgian white chocolate ganache.
Okay.
Because that sets nice and firm and it's stable and nice and secure. And then finished with sugar paste. So
think about I can hear the cake police turning up.
They're coming. Someone said buttercream.
Every time I shoot a podcast, please go past.
Good old Strood.
They're still trying to find you.
Right.
Not
Yeah, still trying to find us, yeah.
It was quite hard. I did walk round, actually.
Right, sorry, say it again. What was we saying?
So, yeah, they're covered in Belgian white chocolate ganache and finished in professional sugar paste fondant.
Right.
Which tastes lovely. And lots of different finishes. So I know I can safely say that my cakes can be out on display from an hour before the ceremony through to cake cutting,
last.
and they're going to be...
Regardless of temperature.
Especially with the dowels.
Yeah, I mean... With the dowels.
Yeah.
I mean, on a hot day, even ganache can start to soften, but mine are always iced
I've
a
always
day
said
or
that.
two before, so I know that it's going to be, you're not
Excellent.
going to have the same risk as a buttercream finished cake or a naked cake,
Okay.
all of that sort of stuff.
Are you 100% weddings or your birthdays as well, christenings?
Do you know, I started off doing anything and everything just to get out there, really. But now I'm pretty much, I would say, 90% weddings.
Okay.
Do you do, like, with the cakes, like little muffins and things like that? As a,
Yeah,
like a
so
wedding package?
So for weddings, I can do, and I have done. And I've also done iced favour biscuits as,
Yes.
favours, personalised favours. I don't know if there's any on there. But so when I actually started my business in 2020, which was very bad timing.
Yes.
So...
How did you survive it?
Well, luckily for me, it was a thing that I was adding on to work, so it wasn't, and it was just the beginning, so I had no expectation, I had no, I did have some bookings that had to be postponed and stuff like that, but I wasn't as affected as someone who would have been well into the wedding industry by that point, so I was okay. And actually, in some ways, it was a really good opportunity because everyone kind of stopped and things
Started again.
Yeah, so it kind of... So I had things like, we had down in Thanet, the Thanet Virtual High Street popped up, run by a lady who's very local. And so that was just an opportunity for all local businesses to show what they do. So I just grew from that as well. That was a really good thing. So I always said I'd never do cupcakes, never do small little boxes and things. But actually in lockdown, that was perfect. So I had little doorstep celebration boxes and things like that would go out. And my name kind of got out there. And then celebration cakes took off and wedding cakes picked up. And but now I'm at the point where I've done some kids' cakes as customers from when they were born.
Now you're doing their weddings.
And no, not yet, 2020. I mean, it's only been a few years. But I can't turn around and then suddenly not do their cake. So I've got my kind of loyal repeat customers that I will always want to continue to support and do. And then obviously bigger celebrations. I do quite a lot of... I've had quite a few golden wedding anniversaries this year, so they're obviously a bigger celebration, bigger cakes. And obviously when I'm not busy with weddings, I will of course do other bits and bobs, but it's the weddings that I absolutely love.
So I'm assuming you don't work for the other company still?
I mean, I do a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I do a little bit.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do a little bit.
We all have to do two jobs.
I was just going to say, well, like, at what point did you realise that this was going to work from a business idea?
It's funny, isn't it? Because if lockdown changed a lot of things. So lockdown meant a lot of organisations became quite flexible. So it's enabled people, especially like with children, like you can nip out and do the school run. It's not interfered with your work day.
Yeah,
because,
it's a lot better.
And
So
you're just there. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant, especially when companies perhaps weren't as flexible prior. Just things have changed, haven't they? So I think it's enabled a lot of people to do more. Especially when you're part-time. If you're, I mean, I don't do very many hours, but I enjoy still being involved there. So if you can do that and juggle, it's good. Yeah. And it kind of takes the pressure off. It makes things enjoyable as opposed to necessary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, cakes have taken off and it's brilliant. I'm very fortunate that I've got amazing couples. It's really lovely. That
I guess if you get it right, it's always going to be an industry that's going to be needed. because
I mean,
people
And
are
things
People
like,
are
you
always
know, we
getting
laughed
married,
about
aren't
Bake
they?
Off, but things like that have probably helped as
Yeah.
well. I know everyone gets married and everyone has a wedding cake regardless, but they're more into their cakes just through watching that.
Yeah, but it's also there's so many different types of weddings, and like within you can work in the wedding industry, but you've got to know who your ideal customers are
Yeah.
because there's such a vast scale, isn't there? You've got a lot of kind of smaller intimate weddings which are lovely, but they're not going to have your big massive cake. I'm doing
Like Cypriot, Greece, and Greek weddings, massive cakes. I've seen one on swing before.
Oh,
You
don't
ever
think
seen
it's
that
me.
one on the swing?
I've had one on a swing.
What? How does that work?
It's a stand, but it's a stand.
It looks like a
right.
child swing, as in frame
Yeah.
side, but it's obviously
Yeah.
got loads of ivy going up it and stuff like that, isn't it? They're all different.
Loads of white chocolate ganache holding
Yeah,
it
then
together.
like a
he's been
white
listening.
or gold rope coming down with a seat, and the cake goes on the seat.
I mean, Greek weddings are big. We had a very big wedding. My husband's not Greek.
He's English.
But he does. He is. And he does a lot. He does a lot. He has a very big family, actually. So we did have a lot of people at our wedding. We had a hybrid. We did all the traditional Greek stuff. But, you know, there's not many venues that would have up to 300 people for a sit-down meal. So certain things we didn't have to choose or plan because there was only an option, you know.
Yeah.
So
Did you get married in England?
I did, at the Winter Gardens in Margate.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's the only place big enough.
Yeah, I know the Winter Gardens.
Yeah.
My sister used to work there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Shame.
It would
It
be
is a
nice for
shame.
that to open up again. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, you do get some big weddings, but then sometimes a big wedding is 100 people or 150 people.
Yeah, yeah.
By today's kind of
The thing is, you can have 100 people and they're all quiet. You can have 30 people
exactly,
and they're
and
mental.
yeah,
But his wedding was mental.
was it? Doesn't surprise
I don't know how
me.
many guests you had, actually.
For the day, we had about 80, I think.
Yeah.
But he's crazy anyway. Do you know what I mean? He was going around wearing fancy dress hats. They had one of those photo booths with
Yeah,
all,
with all the props,
But
yeah.
he was dancing in all of it, and every 5 minutes he'd come back wearing something else, and you know, just mental, really. And he's into
That's
country
nice.
music, so it's quite rare to
Okay.
do a wedding where all the music was literally. Country
Wasn't all the music, some of the music.
He's had it.
But this
It was.
podcast is not about me.
I'm just saying how different
Yeah,
weddings
pick
are.
me.
Yeah.
Just saying how different weddings are. Actually, someone did that to your cake, didn't they?
Yeah,
Remember?
it was my nephew put his finger in it.
Oh, really?
And I didn't know it was him at the time, but in my speech I was
And
like...
it was a buttercream, wasn't
Yeah, I
it?
called it out. I was like, if I find the person that's put
Oh,
their finger
no.
in...
How
got
old was your
upset, didn't they?
nephew?
He's 6 at the time,
Oh,
I think, 7
I
at the
bet he
time.
was sitting there all scared. Thinking, oh.
Yeah, bless
Started
him, he was
crying,
all
bless
right.
him.
It only gets cut up at the end of it, doesn't it? So
It wasn't that bad.
no.
We managed to sort of smooth it out.
Do you know, one of my first cakes for a really lovely couple, they were really lovely. They were getting married in a little like village hall kind of place. And they made it look incredible. They had all drapes everywhere and all of this. They had a really nice big cake and with flowers around it. And then at her consultation, she was such a lovely girl. And I said, so who's going to cut your cake? Because you're having outside caterers. Everyone's coming in from outside. So normally it's someone at the venue who's going to actually cut the cake. And she was like, oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe I could ask my mum, or maybe I'll do it. I was like, no, you're going to be in your wedding dress. You're not going to go. It's a big job to cut up a wedding cake. She was like, oh, would you come back and do it? I'll pay you. I'll pay you to come back and do it. I thought, oh, well, I could do. Yeah, okay, I will. I'm never doing that again.
Really?
It was soul destroying. Like, I don't normally see that bit. So I've spent, like, you know, you're up the whole day before making sure everything is perfect.
And then you're cutting it up. Yeah.
And that, I want that to be my lasting
that's
true,
thing
yeah.
of it. And then I'm out the back thinking, this took me hours.
yeah, that's really true. Yeah.
And I'm the one smashing it up.
Did
but
get paid to cut it though.
I did get paid to cut it. That was all right. Sneaky bit.
Anything else you'd like to cover? The website and how people can find you,
How
social
people
media.
find me. I mean, what
How
do
did you
wanna
find
know?
me? Was it through
How did
Katrina?
I find you? Just
you in B&I?
popped up
Are
on.
you in B&I? Do you know what B&I is?
No.
No, you're not in B&I then.
Is it a secret group?
Yeah. It's just,
No,
it's
I'm
only
not.
like
a
I think it just
networking
came
group.
up on
Network.
Instagram. I was like, oh, and then I saw Karina's face. I was like, oh, know
Oh,
that
right, so
face.
Karina got
There
you
we
in.
go.
Okay.
You definitely
So-
called it Katrina a minute ago.
Yeah.
You don't know who she is. It's just saying names.
No, she's lovely, but I just can't remember if it's Karina or Katrina.
Karina. Yeah.
Okay.
You need to come to a wedding circle meeting. I've told him Karina.
She's funny. Actually.
She's lovely.
really
And she's
funny.
got so many stories from.
She has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's brilliant. I don't have as many, but
No, that
It's
was
great.
good. They were good.
I'm starting, you know.
Enjoyed having you on, actually.
It's been lovely.
I didn't think we would, but yeah, you're right.
That's
I thought
nice,
hopefully she's bought cake.
That's all you wanted. It's like...
Right, okay, say your website to someone.
My website is www.
Do you know your website?
I made it. prettypetalcake.co.uk. And on Instagram, Facebook, Pretty Petal Cake Co.
So everything is Pretty Petal Cake Co.
'Cause that's my
apart
name.
from the web address.
Because it's
Remove the-
.co.uk.
Yeah, because that's what it stands for, isn't it? In a way. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, so now
see his
song.
brain working.
We've got a
Almost like I thought
song.
about it.
We've started asking guests if they want a song on our Spotify playlist.
Oh, you should
You can
ask
choose
me
one
something.
as it wasn't available when you came on all those years
Thank
ago.
you.
Well, December it was. We're not even a year
What's this
old.
for, sorry?
Just guest choose
Yeah.
a song for the. We have a playlist on Spotify, and guests just choose any song they want to go on the playlist.
Okay.
You can't.
You
I
can have
mean,
a country and western. one.
It would be country and western.
There you go. So I told
I
you.
need to think about this more. I'm a musician. I need to.
Oh, that's fine. Let's talk about it. So, what do you play? Piano.
I'm a classically trained pianist.
Oh, lovely.
But I play keyboard and saxophone in a little band. As
Wicked.
well.
What's the
Yeah.
band called?
Play.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, this is so me.
Play,
My husband,
okay.
me and my husband, we met through a mutual friend who was a guitarist who wanted to start up a band.
Yeah.
So I met Jamie.
And he's a bass player.
He's a
isn't he?
bass player.
What's he used? Do you know?
A bass.
Right, thank you.
I mean, no, he's got a lot of basses.
I've got 14.
You can probably, yeah. I mean,
I know. I'm thinking about getting
you're
rid
all
of
as
a
bad
few.
as each other. It's like number of basses.
Well, they all do something different. But
No, they don't.
not-
They're just
not
different
enough to,
colours. They're all the same. Anyway, apparently they're different. So he is a bass player. So he plays. I don't. You might have heard of them, the Redfords.
Oh, I know the Redfords.
There you go. So he is
Yeah,
one
they're
of. They're
gonna come on the
players.
show.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
They've asked to come on the show. I said get in contact, and they haven't got in contact.
Oh.
So kick them up the bum.
I'll let him know.
Redfords are very
Well,
good.
They were over at
They
the
win a
wedding
lot of
circle the other day.
the wedding awards.
They are lovely. They're
Yeah.
all really lovely.
Yeah,
So
they're
they do a lot of gigs. He's one of their bass players, which is great. And so our band is we've been going for about 12, 13 years.
Okay.
And we're starting to everything. Life's a juggle, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
So everything's
Like, I'm in a band.
doing
I've
a little
gigged
bit less.
once or twice this year, but it's just
Oh.
because things take over, don't they?
No, we have
The band
gigged
have done
quite a bit,
loads.
Yeah.
yeah.
No one
the
misses the
band,
bass player.
The band are out every weekend.
But no, I mean, it's great fun. It is good fun. But yeah, so keyboard and saxophone in the band. He plays the bass. And yeah, it's all good. It's fun. We played at our own wedding.
I played
That was
at my
quite
own
nice.
wedding.
Did you?
Yeah. For an hour and.
Oh, we did
bit.
2 songs.
Oh no, we did. I did an hour, I think.
No.
Bet Rachel was over the moon.
She was
Yeah.
all right.
Best bit of married
But
life.
yeah, so this is peace.
Yeah, wasn't trying to grope her.
We did the first 2. We had a Greek band. So we did all the traditional Greek dancing, the money dance. We did all the
Yeah.
traditional stuff. It was great. And it's quite a spectacle, isn't
Bit
it?
of the old Bunsen burner in it from that dance. But carry on.
It's tradition.
Yeah,
And
righto.
then we had friends of ours, they're a funk band, so they came and played, but we did the first 2 songs with them, so no one knew that. It was brilliant. It was like and obviously the Winter Gardens, you got a proper stage, big old dance floor. Felt like you were at some sort of...
Wicked.
It was good. It's good fun. But yeah.
And how long ago was that?
2013.
So it was
11
years ago. All right, we were 2012 when we got married. Okay, so have you picked a song yet? Thought was a song?
No, because I've been
What
talking.
about your
I've been
first
thinking.
dance?
Our first dance was...
How did you not know your first dance?
I Couldn't Love You More, John Martin, that went into Higher and Higher.
Oh,
Jackie
right,
Wilson.
Okay, so you got the band to play it.
No.
Oh, right.
Jamie's, bless him, he spent ages getting this
Mixing.
mix perfect and then gave it to a friend and said, right, can you play that through the PA? And then the Greek band were like, you don't need it, you can just do this. And it sounded horrific, like the sound was awful. So the video of our first dance was like trying to be all nice and Jamie going, what is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a bit bad.
I got my mate to play This Year's Love by David Gray, innit? David Gray.
Oh, yeah. He looks a bit like him. Do you
I
look a
don't
bit
know
like
like David Gray.
I
I
don't know
look
who
like the
David
bloke
Gray
from
is.
Up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you do! He actually does, doesn't he? Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, you do.
If I had the right
He's
glasses.
nearly 90.
There's a new glasses, actually. I've tried to make them. I've tried to lose the frame.
You need a bigger chin.
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
a bigger chin. Yeah, that's it.
So, yeah. I can't remember what I was saying. And I got my mate to play that, but I think he practiced once, he said, and he was pissed up when he was practicing it. And he got through it, but it went on a bit longer. It was like the 12-inch version of it. But it was all right. He got through it.
Got through it.
Yeah. So, Mike, got one?
I'll say Luke Combs, Where the Wild Things Are.
Luke
Combs.
Where the wild... Does he? Does he comb where the wild things are?
He does comb where the wild things are.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
Don't know what to have. Well, do you know what? Let's just go Jackie Wilson, Higher and Higher.
Okay.
That's nice, because it was our song.
It's all right. And with the quality of these, you're taking them higher and higher as well.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's nice.
Anything
We'll go
else
with
you want to
that.
cover? I really enjoyed having you on, actually. Thank you.
Thank you
really
for
good
having
laugh.
me.
And I'm touching that shoulder's probably
You
bruised by
are.
now.
Yeah.
But you're a good laugh.
Thanks.
Good bit of banter.
I
Thanks,
like
Mike,
that.
for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Did
Thank
you
you
enjoy it?
I
And
did.
you asked
I
questions as well.
did.
You asked more questions than I thought you would, which is
Thanks.
0. So you did very well. And you haven't tried to sell her any pensions or anything.
I wasn't going to do that. I'm just going to... I knew there was cake. So I was
He just
coming
wanted
for-
his cake. He
What
came
we
for
do,
cake.
Mike, when we're a year on, or maybe 100 episodes in,
Ooh.
we'll invite you for the 100th episode as you're the first guest.
Appreciate
Because
it.
it was like...
You said second earlier.
First official guest.
Oh, okay.
They did
I
one
said
themselves.
first guest, not first episode. First episode was just me and Rach.
See, he's got out
First
that small
episode
thing.
was me and Rachel saying what we were going to do.
It's very different now than what it was. When
It was just 2 chairs facing, no mics, little mics up here.
Oh.
So
But
it's
this is
changed.
very nice. You've done very well. It's lovely.
thank you.
It's nice. Nice to have a chat, isn't it?
Yeah, you weren't convinced when you first came in. We're all sitting next to
I mean,
each
it's
other.
sitting in a row thing, isn't it? I
Yeah.
suppose. But
Hopefully the mics
all right.
picked you up from 4 metres, but even though her instruction was to be about 2 fists away.
was it?
Yeah.
Well, it depends how big your
How
hands
big are your
are.
husband's fists? What is he, Hulk? Trust you to take it that way as well.
I mean, I didn't.
This
Yes,
is-
you
this
did.
is-
I had
The way you
something in my
reacted.
This
eye.
is going to parents, Simon. Come on.
This isn't. I'm not even being rude. You're meant to do this.
Oh.
That be that distance. Or
That is.
some people say a fist. Some people say 2. It's too late now.
Let's start again.
Anyway,
Put the cake back in the
really
box.
good. So yeah, we've got the songs. I think we've got everything, and then we'll see you next time. Mike, thank you. You're going to come
Thank
again.
you. I'd love to. I've enjoyed it.
He's nice. He's a nice
Sweet,
man.
isn't he?
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
very
Thank
nice.
Apart from the Ooter, obviously, look at him. Looks
I
like
just do it
Gonzo
from
at the
distance
Muppets.
like this.
I love abusing him. Anyway, thanks everyone, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.
What's that? Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
Club Awesome, for autistic children and their families, a place where everyone belongs and fun knows no age limit.